Welcome here. If you are new, please subscribe. It's free for you, but it helps us so much. If you have already subscribed, thank you for doing that. Uhawe ikaze hano. Niba uri mushya, ndagusabye kola subscribe. Ni ubuntu kuri wowe, ariko biradufasha cyane.
Hello everybody, welcome to this platform. Now we are going to correct this national exam 2025 national exam of science and elementary technology. Okay, now these are instructions of this exam where must be done in 2 hours. Instructions are these, and you have to read it and follow them carefully. Then we can start. The first question is to attempt all questions, where the first question, select and circle a tool that is used for transport on a farm. Wheelbarrow, a file, spraying pump, and a hoe. The material will be a wheelbarrow. Second question, choose and circle 2 ways of maintaining mechanical tools. Cleaning them, heating them, oiling or greasing, washing them, keep them in a toolbox. 2 ways, which is best way? The first one is cleaning them, and we can oil them in order to prevent the rusting. Okay. Whereas here, question number 3. Here we have given a question that state the uses of the following carpentry tools in metal. This is a tool used for measuring the length of a wood, so that it can be used for measuring the length, its prices, width, and the depths. Whereas the wood saw is a tool used for cutting a wood. Okay, a wood. Question 4. State if the following statement are true or false. A blacksmith uses a hammer to sharpen the metal. That is true, because it allows the smith to forge, bend, and manipulate a hot metal into the desired shape and forms. Whereas B, a simple machine uses a single applied force to do work against a single load. That is a true. The answer is a true, because such levels we know are like levels, pulleys, inclined plane needed to move an object, making it easier. Whereas here, question 5, complete the table below with the following tools: brace, wood saw, plane, and here we have cutting and we have wood saw. Here should do be wood saw. Whereas drilling tool we use brace, whereas moving tool we use plane. Question 6. Choose and circle the correct answer. Fruit are produced from where? Roots, leaves, stem, flower. Of course, most of the fruits are produced from flowers. And question 7. Why do most flowers have scent? The reason why is because it allows them to attract pollinators like bees and others. And here, question 8, match the plant below with the parts we eat. We have plant carrot, pawpaw, and broccoli. As the parts we eat, we have fruits, flowers, and roots. If you're going to eat carrots, we eat roots. Whereas pawpaw, we eat its fruits. Broccoli, we eat flowers. And here, question 9. Complete the following sentence. The process by which plant lose water into the atmosphere through leaves is known as the transpiration. And writing skills here can be defined as computer hardware, skills which help you to type data, processed data, skills used to paint activity. Of course, here it is skills which help you to type a data. Whereas question 11 here, state if the statement below is true or false. And a computer requires program to function. That is true. Scratch and Turtle Art are two popular programming languages for kids. That is true. Question 12. Complete the phrases below by using the options in the table. Read the row, underline text, coloring the text, insert the column, dash. For underlining a word or a sentence, use underline a text. Underline text. Dash for changing the color of the text. This is coloring the text. Coloring the text. And complete with internet, computer, and monitor. And monitor means it is a screen. It can be screen of television, it can be screen of computer, machine, laptop, or anything. Whereas here we have electronic device that accepts, process, organize, and store data is known as, of course, this is a computer. Whereas a larger group of computers connected to each other, it is called internet. And here we have given question 14. Change the following ways of saving a document. You have to arrange them. You have click on Save As, click on File, click on Desktop, and name document, click on Save. Here we can arrange them. A should be, you have to click on the file you want to save. B, have to click on Save As. C, it can be click on Desktop and name document. And D, the last one is click on Save. Okay. Question 15. Why should people learn Scratch activity? Because it develops essential skills like problem solving, skills, like creativity skills, skills for fun, and etc. and many others. Whereas here, question 16, which of the following tools can be used if you want to make a motorcycle using wires? Wood, knife, screwdriver, and pliers. Here, we can use pliers. Why? Because used for bending, twisting, and cutting wires. Question 17. State any safety precautions to take while using tools and materials. Here there are different precautions to take. Whereas here, The first one, we can wear gloves to protect your hands. And here we can wear gauges in order to protect your eyes. And there are different ways, and while you're using different tools or materials, here you have to stay focused on something you are doing at the hand in order to avoid the distractions. And 18, match the following material with tools named below: wires, manila paper, thread, banana fiber, and with here the name: socks, a toy bicycle, a ball, or polygon. Use wires in order to make a toy bicycle. Okay. Whereas here, manila paper, we can use manila paper to make different polygons. Thread, we can use threads in order to make socks. Banana fibers make a ball. And here we have question 19. Choose best alternatives from the brackets to fill the gap. Learning materials help in dash dash. Here we have trading activities and teaching activities, whereas learning materials helps in teaching activities. Question 20. Select the best definition of sound. A. Is the air in motion? Energy which enables us to see, energy which enables us to hear, and energy which enables us to move. The best answer is energy enables us to hear as a sound. And state if the statement below are true or false. Oxygen supports burning, of course. And you know that the wood is in the form of carbon, so it helps us to burn. It supports burning oxygen. Whereas here, trees provide oxygen, of course. It gives us oxygen. That is true. And question 22. Here we have given Annette is preparing a tea in an aluminium kettle. Identify any changes observed during that boiling point. Here the changes that will occur. The first one will be heating. You will heat the water. Heating of water. The second is formation of bubbles where the heating is occur. Of bubbles. And the last one can be changing of four states. Change of state from liquid to gas, as donated by L and G. Choose the best alternatives from brackets to fill the gaps. Air pollution is most common in cities because it's where we find industries, more vehicles, and etc. Question 24, it is not seen well, whereas here, question 25, the district of Gakenye is hilly because they have many mountains and hills. How do farmers in Gakenye overcome the problem of soil erosion? Can I advise them to plant many more trees on their hills? And here is to make terraces. And question 26. Match the following types of soil with their uses. Have clay soil, sand soil, loam soil. Whereas their uses have good for crops, good for molding pots and making bricks. Clay soil is used for modeling pots, and whereas sand soil can be good for making bricks, while using to build houses. Loam soil is good for crops. And here, question 27 state if the following statements are true or false. Too much fertilizers can destroy the soil. That is true. Organic fertilizers stay longer in the soil. That is true. And match the following words with their sources. And worst here, used in engine oil, low sewage, and plant remains. Here we have agricultural waste. These agricultural waste are sourced from plant remains. Whereas here, because we have this automobile, we have to understand this such dealing with an engine. Whereas industrial waste, we use different raw materials, and here we have low sewage, so that here we still match with this one. 29. Here study the following alternatives and underline those which can cause poultry diseases. This is most of the disease that affect the chicken. Poor hygiene, give them balanced diet, lack of enough food, vaccination chickens. And here the best answer should be poor hygiene, and this is lack of enough food, because lack of nutrition can weaken the immune system of the chicken. Question 30. Choose and circle the correct answer. Dash dash is a mammal. Frog, dog, snake, and fish. Of course, the animal from the list below, which is mammal, is a dog. Right, then 31. Grouping of animals according to their common characteristics is called dash dash, culling, classification, hopping, or cannibalism. This is what we call classification. Then, and 32. State whether the following statements are true or false. Whereas here, coccidiosis is an infectious disease of chicken. Okay, and this is true. B. Incubation takes place, takes 21 days. And here, this is a false, because here we'll say that it is false because most of the chickens with coccidiosis, they take fewer days, like 2 weeks of the incubation. Question 33. Select and circle 2 problems faced by farmers in Rwanda. A. Lack of enough pasture. B. People do not like meat, and of course this will not be included. Parasites and diseases. Our culture does not promote cattle farming. Here, 2 problems that face most, we have lack of pasture, feeding enough, okay? And the last one is parasite and disease. Of course, here it can be commonly problems that may face anywhere else. Parasite and diseases. Question 34. State if or whether each of the statements below is true or false. Tongue enables us to balance our body. Of course, this is not true. It is false. It is false because the tongue primarily aids is in taste, swallowing, and speaking. And here, retina is the outer layer of the eye. This is false again, because retina is not outer layer of the eye. It is the innermost layer that contains photoreceptors of the vision. 35. Dash dash muscles in front of the upper arm. Of course, here when you say we have given this one, we have given biceps, triceps, involuntary, and none of this. Of course, here this will be biceps. because it's located on the front of the upper arm. 36. Choose the process which takes place in the mouth during digestion. A. Elimination. B. Ingestion. C. Absorption. D. Egestion. Of course, ingestion, it is one of the processes which takes place in the mouth because it is where food takes in. 37. Match deficient disease with their causes. Deficient disease, we have marasmus, ricket, and gout. Whereas we have causes, lack of iodine in diet, lack of enough food, lack of vitamin D or calcium. And marasmus, we know that is lack of enough food. Whereas ricket, it mostly affects on the legs of someone else, so that lack of vitamin D, it can lead to these diseases of ricket. Whereas goiter, it is of course lack of iodine in diet. Question 38. Complete the following sentences using words below: lungs, diaphragm or esophagus, bronchioles. And here, A, the dash separates the chest cavity from the abdomen. Of course, it will be bronchioles. Whereas dash is where gaseous exchange takes place in the body. Of course, we shall say lungs is where gaseous exchange takes place in body. 39. Classify the food given below according to their groups: maize, oranges, and beans. Carbohydrates, if they are carbohydrates, proteins, or vitamin. Carbohydrates, of course, here we shall have maize. Whereas proteins, we have beans. Whereas here, oranges are rich in vitamins. And this question, 40, as an adolescent boy or girl in P6 or primary 6, what are some responsible behavior can you take to make right decision concerning your life? Of course, here, this is an open question. You can answer according to the knowledge you have. But on my opinion, on my side here, I can write that in order to make responsible behavior can you take to make right decision concerning your life here. And I can say that you can set goals. It can be both short and long term goals. It is about your studies. That is what I call shorts. It is about your studies. And try to think about your career as in future. That is about long term. Have to think about about future, like career and others. Or etc. And another one here, we can make something which is say time management. Because time management will help you as you are a student from primary 6 by arranging here. This is where it will help you for organizing your activities, homework, course, and different activities, as I said. This will help you as primary 6 student. 41. The diagram shows the circulatory system and name the blood vessels marked A, B, C, and D. And here we are going to see the direction that we are moving on. we are moving from here and from heart to lungs, from lungs to, okay, we can say from lungs to in this direction, in anti-clockwise movement, and here from heart to the body. And we have to know that here we have bloods that coming from, let's start from here, from lungs to heart, and from heart to lungs, to body, from body to heart, and from heart to lungs. And this process from where we have blood from lungs to heart, of course, these blood vessels that will carry these bloods we called pulmonary vein. Pulmonary veins. Here, these veins, pulmonary veins, to carry oxygenated blood from left side of, from lungs to the left side of the lungs. Okay? Yes. Pulmonary veins here, as we have said, that it helps us to carry blood from this left side of lungs to the heart. And another one here, the blood vessel that carries blood from heart to the body is what we call aorta. This is the blood vessels, of course, and it is main artery. It is not vein. It is main artery that carries oxygenated blood. It carries oxygenated blood, and of course, this one it carries oxygenated blood. Both of them, they carry oxygenated blood. But for aorta, it carry oxygenated blood from the left side of heart, okay, to the rest of the body. Whereas here, the blood reaches to the body and is oxygenated, will be used. Then after, it will be desoxygenated, and it will take some time to move into the heart. And here, it will need veins. Understand? Then these veins which are here will carry this oxygenated blood from here to go back to the right side of heart. Whereas here, once it reaches to the heart, it needs to go back to the lungs, so that here we will need pulmonary arteries. These pulmonary arteries carry desoxygenated blood from the right side of this heart, okay, from the right side of the heart to the lungs, in order to get oxygen. That is in the process which is say oxygenation. And 42 explain how can you properly maintain the respiratory system. And here we can say avoid smoking, and this is the first proper maintaining of the respiratory system here, because smoking damages lungs tissues. And another one here, I can say practice good hygiene. Practice good hygiene, because how? The first how. Here we say wash hands regularly. We help prevent respiratory infections. Yeah, this practice of good hygiene by washing hands regularly will help to prevent respiratory infections. How should a primary one avoid early pregnancy? And here, the first one is I can say that talk to trusted adults Talk to trusted adults here by discussing to any question or concerns will like parents, guardians, teachers. They will provide guidance or guidance. Whereas another one here is to focus on education. Here you have to prioritize the school before other things. Yeah, that can be something that primary learner should do in order to avoid early pregnancy, and arrange the following in order of occurrence. This is what we call child development from conception up to the birth. So have fetus, zygote, baby, and embryo. And here we can start by zygote. Zygote we can start because when you say zygote is fertilized egg. Then here, from zygote, we move to the embryo. And of course, this stage of zygote, typically it comes from implantation until about like 8 weeks of development. And from this embryo, we move to another stage which is called fetus. And it starts from 8 weeks up to the birth. It carries like it says 7 months fetus, and the last stage is baby, and this time used for newborn after birth, that is baby. And 45 classify with thick and the material in the column given below have materials glass, nail, coin, and wooden spoon if they're non-metal or metal. Of course, I will start by taking this because this is a non-metal, and we consider glass as non-metal, whereas nail is metal, and of course coin will be metal. Question 46. State if or whether the following statements are true or false. A. Electrician wears gloves to prevent electric shock. That is false, because most of them they wear electric gloves in order to prevent something which is sharp that can hurt them. B. The switch is used to open and close the circuit. Of course, this is true. We use a switch in order to switch on, to open and close the circuit. 47. Choose the circle and circle the correct answer. Solar panels change sunlight into dash form of energy, and solar panels change sunlight into electrical energy, electrical form of energy. Whereas 48, choose the best alternative from the bracket to fill the gaps. And dash is the boiling point of water, while dash is the melting point of ice. And we know that when we reach 200 degrees Celsius, we know that the boiling point of water occurs, while at 0 degrees Celsius is the melting point of an ice. 49. Match the parts of simple electric circuit with their laws. Have parts dry cell, bulb, wire, switch. Have laws, break and complete the circuit. B. Transmit electric current. C. Produce energy. Convert electrical energy into light energy. Dry cell, of course, they produce energy, or what we call potential energy. Whereas bulb, there's electrical energy produced will be transformed into light energy. Whereas wire, they are used there to transmit electrical current and switch the breaks and complete the circuit. And the last question here from Science and Mathematics, Science and Math Technology National Exam 2024-2025 was draw a magnet and rub 2 poles. Here you can draw your magnet like this. You can draw for anywhere you want, whereas you have to show two poles. Okay, this can be north and this can be south. It is like this one. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe. For any inconvenience you have to inform us in the comment section. See you next time.